Hey friends, I hope you are doing well. After a long time, here am I with another awesome video. Today I've collected lots of amount of books for my yearly collection, for my annual collection, and I love to read them all. Okay, give me best your wishes. In my first of these things, these books collection, the first book I have collected, that Little Voice in Your Head by Mo Goddard. Okay, he is like chief of business officer of Google X previously. Okay, he was the head of Google X, and after that how he became, I will let me briefly tell you about him. In the age of 28, he achieved everything in his life. He was so rich, so wealthy, having a fantastic beautiful wife in his home, two wonderful kids, but he told that he was completely miserable. When I was listening his podcast, even he is running his own podcast. Okay, it is the third book. Even he has written, like the second book was, first book was Soul for Happy. This is his first book, Soul for Happy. It was the New York best time selling books. It sold millions of copies all around the world. And I wanted to read this one also. This is in my list for reading also this year. And I want to read the newest one. Okay, this is the newest one, The Little Voice in Your Head. And Scary Smart is the second book of his. His life turnover when he was taking his child Ali to the hospital, and he was having pain, appendix pain on the side, and the doctor miscarriage. Doctor did a mistake, a small tiny mistake, and he lost his son. When he reached hospital, he hugged his son. His happiness point was air, but after losing his son, his happiness point came from air. He was totally devastated, in his life. But he realized that he cannot be like that, so he started writing books. His mission is to make 1 billion people happy all around the world. And that was more. And second book, that is Robin Sharma. Oh, you all are, familiar with him. He is one of my favorite writers. He has written 5 a.m. Club, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Who Will Cry When You Die. And there are brilliant books. He was the many time, and this book is the time everyday hero manifestation. Let me see what is it about. Unleash the superhero within and live your best life. You don't need a Batmobile or golden lasso to be a superhero. All you need is to be yourself. That's right, we all have the makings of everyday hero within us. The tool we need to bring that reality to life are those mostly already possessing. A thinking mind and a loving heart. Being a hero to yourself means unleashing your highest potential. The author shares some surprisingly doable tips and take you through some tested techniques you can use your whole life to bring your inner hero to the forefront. No secret weapon training here. Instead, you will see how simple shifts in your life reap an enormous reward. You just need to take your control of environment. Another book in my list that is written by Robert Greene, who is the mentor of Ryan Holiday, one of my favorite authors. He has written many brilliant books. He was the bestseller of 48 Laws, which is very famous. And he mostly writes about human law, nature of, the power of selection, mastery, strategy of human. He writes about human nature, the behavior, how envious, how we use envy, and many things. And it is really fantastic book. I have written it. There are 66 meditation. Life lesson about human nature. I'm going to read it. I love to read it. It is in my list for reading it. Let's meet. People can be more manipulative, our career can be more difficult, and our relationship can be more complicated. To make things even worse, we often rely on false notion and assumption to guide our decision, which can lead to hurt and disappointment. Concentrate on maintaining a high sense of purpose, and success will flow to you naturally. The brain is designed to learn through constant repetition and active hands-on involvement. Through such practice, consistent any skill can be mastered. Another book in my list, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. He is very famous. You must be familiar, identical with him about his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He has written his brilliant book about, how to stop worrying and start living. Worrying is a thought that often comes up when we are faced with a problem or uncertainty. When we worry, we focus on the negative aspect of the situation. This can make the situation seem bigger and more dangerous it is really. And it can also make us feel anxious and stressed. Try to focus on positive thoughts. Instead, this can help you feel happier and more relaxed, which will help you deal with the problem more calmly and effectively. It is also important to remember that worrying about the past or future is pointless. What has happened or will happen is already out of our control, and worrying about it will only make things worse. Instead, focus on doing your best today, address the problem. Author suggests that making a small step-by-step approach solving the problem, first of all, get the facts, and analyze the facts, and then make the decision what are you going to do about it. Another book I am having like Indistractable, How to Control Your Attention and Choose Your Life by Nir Eyal. He is really famous, okay, about in Silicon Valley. He has written the book, bestseller book about Hooked, which was really sold millions of copies. He is even running his own podcast. I have listened lots of times his podcast. He is really mature, intellectual, full of knowledge. And I know you might be thinking what kind of book is that? There's a saying necessity is the mother of every invention. So whenever I do not get the original coffee, so I just print it out like that so that I can quench my thirst. Let me see what is it about. Indistractable by Need L. Sometimes people have to stop working on their project because they get notification on their phones. Sometimes other people want to talk to them. Sometimes at home, the screen on people's phone keep them from spending time with their family and loved ones. But if people try to be indistractable, they can accomplish a lot. This book tells you how to be focused on what you want without being distracted. There are some ways to be indistractable. Learn to recognize and control your own internal trigger. Deal with discomfort and distraction by making the boring fun. Shape your own identity. Find your passion. Use the external trigger to help and achieve your goals. Here come with one of my another favorite book, okay? Don't switch on small stuff. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic book is it. I highly recommend this book, okay? Even it was in the beside of Oprah Winfrey. Okay, this book is so profoundly affected many people, okay? It has many life learning lessons. I even read it a little bit, so it so intrigued me, so affected me, okay? It glued me. I wanted to read furthermore. In his book, he's written we switch on small stuff, we are driving a car, somebody cross or overtake us, we started getting angry. Is that person, maybe that person is in hurry, or let's have an accident or somewhere else, or maybe somebody says something, or we directly, okay, maybe somebody is saying something hurt, so we old grudges, confrontation in our mind, we started thinking, we switch on, okay, in his book he mentioned that don't switch on small stuff. There are many things that happen in our life, and even here I have printed this one also. Don't switch small stuff with the family wisdom. Oh my gosh, you are going to, okay, if you want to know about family wisdom, how to deal with your family, how to handle them, how to have harmonious gathering with them, how to enjoy their company, okay, you are gonna love them. Even I printed the teen one, okay, for my younger brother, that okay, the teen one, even it is don't switch the smaller stuff for teens, okay. I want him to read him. Okay, it's really fantastic. Attitude is everything. Okay, your attitude. Okay, it's a very old book. It's written by Keith Eller. Attitude is everything. This book is about attitude and how it affects your life. The book has multiple stories about illustrate how attitude can be used to achieve goals. The book emphasizes that it is important to stay positive and focus on the good in life because in this help you achieve your goal. In this book, the author argues that our thoughts drive our circumstances. Our attitude toward life and the people around us are our window to the world. If we think we can do something, then we can. If we think we can't, then we can't. Our attitude toward things control our outcomes. This is because our attitudes are the mental filters through which we experience the world. There is another book, Master Your Emotion. Okay, it is really fantastic. Okay, we all, as a human being, we are full of emotion, and how to deal with our emotion, how to handle them. Okay, it's all about practical guide to overcome negative, better be okay with your feelings. Okay, another one I printed another calendar of wisdom. Every day it's share, okay, it's share wisdom type of knowledge with you. You are gonna love them, you are gonna read, you are gonna gain lots of knowledge from them. And in this book, let me see. Your brain's primary job is not to make you happy, but to ensure your survival. If you want to be happy, you must take control of your emotion rather than hoping you are going to be happy. The book is about emotion can be powerful guide for your personal growth. The author explained that emotions are physical sensations that occur in our bodies, and we must be aware of how we feel in order to better manage our emotion. There are some other fantastic book which I have collected, which I have accumulated for my yearly reading. Okay, it is I Can Listen by Mary Beg. Okay, she has written her life learning journey. She was a teacher. How there was some gang type of problems when she was teaching the student, and how she taught. There's many fantastic lesson I can listen in his 101 Tales of Humor and Wisdom for Little. Okay, after 60. Okay, it's really funny and hilarious. I read it lots of hilarious type of stories, make you laugh. You laugh a lot. Okay, when you read this. And another book in my list, Declutter Your Mind, How to Stop Worrying, Relieve Anxiety, Eliminate Negativity and Thinking. Okay, we clutter a lot. Okay, we think a lot, we store a lot, okay, we hoard a lot, lots of things in our mind, okay, lots of things are going, we are so consumed by many things, like in the age of social media, in the ball of many things we are consumed. So this book will teach us how to declutter our mind. And another book I'm having, like 100, okay, 100 successful people things do little exercises. There are like small concise units. You are gonna love them to read them. You will feel so affectionate, okay, when you read them. They are life-changing. Listen. And in the Desi type, I've also collected a story, like thousand question, which is written by Sadia Faruqi. There are like type of story of journey, how they write about the Karachi journey. I mean, the sister, they come to visit. I mean, she belongs to USA. How do she visit a relative there? And another book I'm having, like that is wonderful. I mean, it is written by Bittersweet, How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole, by Suzanne Cain. Okay, she is the writer of Quite Also. Bittersweet is a book that tells the story of how understanding bittersweet can change the way we live. It is a view that values the experiences of loss and pain, which can lead to growth and beauty. The book uses the example from music, cinema, parenting, and business to illustrate how understanding bittersweetness can help us in a flat world. And another book in my list, How to Break Up with Your Phone. Okay, I used to be really addicted with the cell phone. Okay, it is written by Catherine Price. Okay, how she was, even feeding her child, and how she was so consumed with her cell phone, and she has written even a book about it. Okay, I wanted to read about this one also. Scottism, my favorite subject. Even I'm the big fan. Okay, I'm listening to Ryan Holiday's podcast. I've got lots of things. Okay, self-care. Okay, prescriptions about self-care, powerful solution, manage stress, reduce anxiety, increase well-being. Even I have collected and I have printed them out for myself. And another book inside of it, also A Hair of Self-Love, Daily Practices and Inspiration from Changing Your. Okay, that is the show. It is written by her. And how can I forget this one more? Daily Stoic, written by Ryan Holiday, one of my favorite authors. In our section, I'm having it ends with Us by Colleen Howard. Okay, she is really famous nowadays. People are so curious to read her books. Okay, and the first one is it ends with Us, and the second one it starts with Us. These are really fantastic books. These are in my list. If I will get time, I will definitely read them. And another book I wanted to read them, that is Miracle Morning, how we can attack the day, how can our day will be productive, how can we have a fantastic day by starting our fantastic morning. And another book by Tuesday with Moru. Tuesday with Mori, an old man, young man. Okay, listen how the whole man here is listen to that the young man. And another book that is the power of your subconscious mind. Okay, this is the book, the power of your subconscious mind. It is about. This book tells us the story of Joseph Murray and his research into the power of subconscious mind. Murray believes that the subconscious mind has the power to change people's life for the better, and that is the power within each of us. Positive thinking, visualization can help you achieve your dreams. He explained that you should create a mental image of what you want and hold it in your mind until your subconscious mind make it reality. And another book in my list, that is Some Days Today, 22 Actionable Ways to Propel Your Creativity Life by Matthew Dix. And inside of it, I have written printed this one, The Comfort Book by Matt Haig. Okay, this book is really, this was recommended to me. Okay, it is whenever you feel miserable, vulnerable, overwhelmed, you feel like life is not fair, you are overwhelmed with the feeling, you must read this book. Okay, it will give you comfort, the book of comfort. And oh my gosh, it is really one of my. Okay, she is really very famous. Okay, she has even has become very sensation on social media. She is doing lots of. Okay, it is written by Dr. Julia Smith. Okay, why has nobody told me this before? This is a book how to be happy and a positive outlook in life. It includes exercises and advice how to improve your habits, self-awareness, and relationship. It is a source for author as well as for reader, and the author plans to keep returning it from time to time. Mood fluctuation is normal. Nobody is happy all the time. Low mood can cause by variety of things including lack of sleep, dehydration. However, it's not just external factor. It can contribute to low mood. When we are feeling down, our thoughts tend to focus on negative aspects of our situation. If you don't have confidence, it won't grow. You need to go out and do the things you are afraid and keep repeating those things until your confidence increases. You don't need to worry about the worst case scenario as long as you are starting with small changes. Finally, courage comes before confidence. Here come with another book. Men are from Mars and women from Venus. Okay, how the men and male and female, there are differences between them, how to interact with them. And this book further talk about men from Mars, women from Venus, that addresses some of the most common relationship problems and how to solve them. The author points out the fundamental psychological differences between men and women that make them respond differently to love and affection. They also demand very different things from their partner. The author gave us simple tips to address these differences to form healthy and sustainable relationships. Here we go with the last sports remaining one books in my collection. Okay, A Class of Art by Brené Brown's creative work by Curious Mind, the Quranic prescription, and complete Jane's system. First of all, let me dive in for this book, Creative Acts for Curious People. Okay, I read it in a little bit. It is really creative work. Okay, the work daily we do at home. Okay, how to be creative. Even there is a story of poor people who was at a volunteer work in India hospital. They visit there and they see the people who are in the crowd. Okay, the line queues are standing there. People are so worried. They are so depressed, and doctors are overwhelmed with the nurses, with the people. So they create a system. Okay, they generate a system to teach the people the basic medical stuff, medical things. So it is really fantastic book. There are really curious things. You are gonna enjoy them. Curious, or it's a curious thing for curious minds. It is already illustrated in a brilliant way. You are will go furthermore. Complete Jane Austen. Okay, these are some stories in this book. Osborne one. Okay, complete Estonians. It is they are like Pride and Prejudice. Okay, Northern Girl, L.A. Emma, and Sense of Sensitivity. Okay, Mansfield Park, Persuasion, Lady Susan, Jane Austen, and Life. There are many. Okay, it is an old story about marriages, how the marriages used to be in Britain, and how they found. Okay, there are 4 5 sisters. Okay, Mr. and Mr. Brown, and how they find it, like Linda blended, or there is a rich man, how they come. It is also illustrated in a fantastic way. Quranic prescription, unlocking secret optimal health. It is a really fantastic book. I highly recommend it. Even it was not available, I ordered it from somewhere else. It is written by Madia Said, who is holistic, fantastic. She has written Holistic Kids also, an holistic book. She used to be really sick. She was suffering from severe type of illnesses, and there are lots of type of prescription healing methods. How nowadays people are suffering from hospital or overwhelmed, and people are being so suffered. And she was also suffering from like type of illness, and doctor gave her said that she is going to not cure and she is going to die, but she didn't give up. Okay, she tried hard and she found the healing process, the holistic way. How we are the dietitian, we are our diet sets are so wrong, why we are eating wrong, why we are being so depressed. Okay, accelerating brain aging, lack of empathy, and lots of things. It is also a fantastic book. I definitely read this book. Okay, it is really type of gem of wisdom. Mostly it is all about health. It is all about fantastic thing. I highly recommend. Okay, if you get this book in your hands, you read it, you will learn a lot about your health, about the food, about your diet. And the last one, Atlas of Heart. Okay, it is written by Brené Brown, and even she has written Atlas of Heart. You are the best thing. Okay, dare to lead, braving wildness, raising a strong, daring greatly, the gift of imperfection. I thought, okay, it is also all about feelings. How people, feel like when you go to the doctor, you say my back is paining. The doctor cannot exactly cure or find out what's wrong with your body. It cannot find out the exact problem. But if you elaborate, if you demonstrate and say the things what is actually happening with you, you will learn a lot. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. It is full of lots of type of wisdom and knowledge. Okay, see you next time. Take care of yourself.